Hi everyone, welcome back. So this video is about some frequent questions that I got over the year. As you know, I have been living in Singapore about 3.5 years, 1 year in Hong Kong prior than that, and I was also traveling back and forth in South America before that. So ever since I moved to Singapore, a lot of people, either a mutual friend or someone know me through Facebook, always want to send me constant messages like, hey, what it's like working in Singapore, considered relocating there, and just want to know more about Singapore. So this video, of course, I love to answer those questions. Don't get me wrong, I really like to share about my experience here in Singapore, but over time can be really redundant because everybody was asking the same questions. So today I will go through the 5 common questions that I get about Singapore and that. And I will save the last 2 questions just for chiropractic specifically. Either you are thinking about moving here as a chiropractor, or you are, already have a job offer here, working as an associate or partner in a chiropractic clinic, whatsoever. So the last 2 questions I'll reserve specifically for if you have opportunity here in Singapore. Okay, this is pretty much the first question I ask is, how is Singapore? Singapore is very safe, it's very clean. Personally speaking, it is definitely more laid back. I know it sounds really weird. I share with my Singapore friend. Everybody was like, are you crazy? This is like the very intense place, but not really, because I have worked in Hong Kong before for a year. That was intense. Yes, that was very, very intense. So, but compared to that, Singapore, I think it's very laid back. I mean, the government is still trying to promote work-life balance, and I think the corporations, the company are slowly getting to there. There's a lot of government grants in Singapore that promote health, yoga at the workplace, even like a juice buffet. Well, it's really strange. But as you can see, the government is trying to push the work-life balance. So I think that's a good sign that just shown that if you work in the corporate, the company is slowly trying to get that. But however, if you want to compare that to New Zealand, Australia, even US, it definitely is a little bit intense. In the corporate side, comparing, it's very similar to that. But it's very safe. Yes, gun is illegal here to own. Also, drug is illegal. Even marijuana, if you carry it's a potential of a death sentence. It's very strict here, and they mean no joke. It is pretty serious. People do get hanged. It's really interesting, right? But people get hanged for death sentence. But people here are very friendly. I think it's because it's a little bit laid back. The locals are willing to give you their time to help you. There are many times I have encountered when I was just walking around, get totally lost. People will come to me and say, like, do you need help? Like, are you going to anywhere else? I can show you where to go. Very friendly. They would really want to help you out. So very friendly, very clean, very safe. If you're single, nightlife here is fantastic. A lot of working professionals in here, white collar. So the nightlife scene is pretty interesting, actually, and also pretty exciting. And every September we have the Formula One here. It's such a big party in Singapore. So, and we have friends, flying from Hong Kong, from China, come here to just check out the party since I'm doing a fun weekend. So it's fantastic. I mean, if you're single, you are thinking about moving here. If you are single, professional women, it's very safe to be here. You can walking around downtown 2-3 o'clock in the morning, nobody will bother you. So that's a good thing about that. All right, so okay, so what I don't like about Singapore. Well, there's many things I do like about it, but there's a couple things I really don't like it. It's the weather. That's number one. Really sunny all year long. fantastic for the first year because growing up in Iowa is 6 months of winter. If you're from the Midwest, you know what is that like. So not dealing with the snow is pretty exciting, I would say, for the first year or two. However, it does get a little bit boring. It's my second, especially my third year. This year during Christmas, I'm actually flying to a colder climates because I just miss the winter. It's summer all year long. I stopped watching weather channels a long time ago because weather here is the same. Occasionally October it will rain. Oh, I love the rain here because it does make the weather a little bit more bearable. So pretty boring weather, but it is tropical country. If you are super outdoor person and love the ocean, love the water sports, fantastic. The wave is not okay. So talk about water sports. The wave in Singapore is not strong enough for surfing. So if you're looking for surfing, you probably have to go to neighboring countries such as Malaysia, Bali, certain island in Indonesia. But wakeboarding, canoeing, sea kayaking, fantastic. I mean, they have the reservoir here, even the marinas, so you can go, even stand-up paddling. So that's good. But the weather is a bit boring. The locals are very friendly. However, I do feel there is quite a lack of creativities, which makes sense. Me, myself, growing up in a Chinese family, creativity is really not the first thing we really want to invest in. So you can definitely see that. It's definitely a lack of creativity. Certain people, especially younger generation, younger than me, they are more, become a little bit more willing to be self-expressed and that. So there's a lot of upcoming very young artists in that. But however, the creativity scene in Singapore is still definitely behind. If you're a creative person and you're really into like indie music, indie film, so Singapore might not quite be there yet. Everybody is pretty hardworking, I would say. We have, when I was working for a bigger chiropractic clinic, corporations, the staff usually will be work somewhat overtime from time to time. But I think everybody is quite hardworking. Okay, I move to the next two questions regarding about chiropractic in Singapore. So if you want, keep watching, please keep watching. Since I only been here about 3.5 years, I have to say the chiropractic chiropractic industry has definitely grew tremendously. We are right now about 174 chiropractors in Singapore. Only about 75% of us are still practicing. The other 25% either changed profession or just no longer practicing anymore. They are about 5 million of us on this small little island. So I personally do believe there is still tremendous amount of market out there, since the trend is started changing. Like more people on this island want to be healthier, more fit, more investing the time and money into wellness. So I personally still believe that there is still tremendous amount of market here in Singapore. But however, how you're gonna market your service, how make you stand out, you must be creative. In the past, about 5 to 3, even 3 years ago, when I first came here, a lot of us will go to like events, to posture screening, spinal screening, even just doing like promotional events, and that will definitely get a lot of inquiries. People will be interested to know more about chiropractic, and that's how you can generate more patient base for you. But over the year, that the outcome of that start to become less and less and less, which makes sense because the digital platform has grew tremendously. print media become less popular because everybody in Singapore, has the purchase power to getting a smartphone. Even people in their 60s, have patients in their 60s that doesn't even know how to send a Facebook post but has iPhone 6 Plus. I don't know. But people, their purchase power here is very strong, so people are definitely want to invest their money into the gadgets, the digital aspect of that. So digital marketing become more and more popular. So if you are looking at how chiropractic kind of grew in the next 10-20 years, I personally thinking is about digital platform, digital marketing, social media, video marketing, all that. So you must be very creative to have your marketing strategies because the time is different now. The trend is totally different. So yeah, if you're coming here, need to have job offer or thinking about coming here, I would suggest you definitely talk to the marketing people in your practice group or your firm, like asking them like what kind of marketing strategy they're gonna have. If they're gonna say like, oh, we're gonna mainly focus on print media, we're gonna do roadshows, we're gonna do corporate talk, and that. Those are great, traditional, but the outcome become less and less popular. So you might want to ask like, okay, so if I'm gonna join your firm, your practice group, I want to know what other way of marketing you're doing. So that's definitely about the question you want to ask them. So to ensure when you move here, give up your time and your effort to move here, ensure that you're still able to market your service to other people effectively. Question. This is a common question I get. What is a fair pay for associating in as a chiropractor? So if you want to keep watching, please do it. I have to say Singapore is a very expensive place to live. Just kind of give you a little bit of idea. I lived in about less than 900 square feet or 80 square meter. If you're watching from London or Europe, different metric system. Anyway, less than 900 square meter or less than 900. Condominium, which in here you will hear like HDB. HDB is kind of like a government housing, but not like a government housing back in the United States. It's actually very safe, very nicely. Majority of them are quite nice and well maintained. A condominium is kind of like a private estate, like condos, and you have pool, gym, facilities, secure gate. Although it's pretty safe. The security is really just for solicitations, like people going door-to-door salesmen and whatnot. But so that's not a choice of housing. If you're looking to move in here, when you're looking at how much you're going to pay, you want to make sure that you have enough to cover your basic expenses. Owning a car is, unless your company is willing to sponsor you a car. But coming here as a chiropractor, I don't think that will happen because chiropractor here, none of them really getting the package that including your car allowance on transportation, which is like also very rare. I doubt that will happen. So that's something you need to factor in. Like if you're taking public transportation, which is pretty cheap, that you can. So you kind of need to factor in that. So when you look at how much you are promised to be get paid as monthly rent, you must consider the expenses here, how much you can make in order to still kind of keep the similar lifestyle you are right now as moving down here. This is something I learned later on. Actually, if you do end up working with a good company, the standard here is depends on how many experience you have. Of course, the more senior you are, you can get more percentage in regarding of your service. So the standard here, if you're new, let's say just fresh out of college, or only have less than 3 years experience, the percentage wise you can get is about less than 30%. Whatever service you generate, you can take home that 30%. And if you have a 5 years experience or 6 years experience under your belt, you can actually negotiate for anywhere from 30 to 45. I have heard about 60% in the past, but it's to 45%. It's quite common here if you end up with a good, reliable chiropractic company. And also, I've seen a lot of advertising. Seriously, cannot remember the website they post the job descriptions because I haven't been looking for a job for so long. I can't remember. Okay, I'll post it here so you will see it. Although there's a lot of company out there promising a lot of great deals, like 150,000 a year. No experience is required. I will be quite sketchy on that because when it sounds like a duck, walk like a duck, it probably is a duck. So do your research, talk to people who used to work in a company and no longer with them, and ask them why did you leave and what it's like working in there. So really do your own research on that, and besides, you really jump in, sign a contract, and move yourself or your family. I know some of us move here with spouse. Once you're here, again, law in Singapore is very strict. You don't want to violate any contract term or anything with a company because in the face of law, you will not stand much of a chance. Sadly, really do your research on that and ask people about it before you fly yourself down here and sign a contract. I really hope I get to answer the question as best as I can. If there's a certain point I'll just really blabbing about and I did not get to that point, please comment below or just comment and say, hey, this was not clear, can you clarify that? Just comment in below and I will try my best to answer you as quickly as I can. So I really hope you find this video helpful, and if you consider about coming to Singapore, please come. At least come as a tourist. It's a beautiful city. It's very safe. The food here is fantastic. I mean, here just to visit, please do come, and it will be your experience of a lifetime. And you think I already said out, but anyway, so please do subscribe to the channel. As promised, my weekly fitness tip will release on Monday next week. Hopefully you see this. For watching, I really appreciate your time, and please subscribe to our channel so we can post more videos about fitness, chiropractic, business, what it's like working here. Okay.